Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my face up close and personal. I figured if we're going to be doing some makeup videos, we might as well just zoom you in a little more so you can see all that is happening on in the face. Today we are going to do a full face of Beauty Bay products as well as Walma Beauty. Now these items I picked up in my Beauty Bay haul. I have the palettes, which honestly are going to be the star of the show. These 42 pan palettes that are just absolutely beautiful. We have the neutral, we have a fiery, and we have a bright. I'm thinking for today I want to do something like fun and super bright, so I think I might play around with these greens. So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to be testing out a foundation, a concealer, trying it all on, and just seeing how it wears and looks on my face. So if you would like to see the look that I come up with, well then just keep on watching. Face is prepped and primed. I used the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched face base just to be able to add some moisture, and now we're gonna go into the foundation. So this is what she looks like, and that is the Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. And in the back it does say that it has adjustable coverage. For medium coverage, use sparsely. For full coverage, use generously. And for extreme coverage, apply multiple layers. So today we're gonna go for medium coverage because, as you already know, that's what I like. Just gonna pump some out right here on the skin, and that color looks like it's gonna work very nicely. It is a bit on the liquid side, which is good because it means it won't be super full coverage as a more creamier texture would be. So we're just gonna dot it around the face, and then we will blend it out with a brush and then with a sponge to just be able to see how it looks. Here I have the Morphe Y6, I think it is. I don't think they sell this one anymore, but it's pretty much just like a kabuki brush that way, and we're just gonna blend this out. I've just done half of the face right now. This is the half with the foundation on, and this is the one with nothing. So I do love that we have evened out the textures and just even out the tones. As you can see over here, we have a little bit more of an unevenness right here and even around the eye, but on this side we're having a nice even tone, but we're still looking very natural. So now I'm gonna just do the same thing on the other side, but we're gonna blend it out with a sponge just to be able to see how she works with a brush as well as with a sponge. Taking the Eco Tools sponge, and I'm just gonna start pressing this into the skin, just blending it out as you would with a sponge. I really love the formula. I love so far that it definitely feels lightweight. It doesn't feel like I have a ton of makeup on my face, and it's not giving me super full coverage, but it does say that it is buildable. So we will go in with just a little bit more on a few spots, like just right here on this nose where I have a red spot. So this is just one layer of it, one pump, and it looks very nice. I love that it feels super comfortable. Yes, that is a soft matte finish, which I can definitely attest to. It doesn't look or feel dry on the skin. It still has a little tiny bit of like that natural luminosity to it, which definitely goes to that soft matte feel. So overall, I'm enjoying the foundation. I love it right now in its medium coverage state. It looks super nice, very natural, not drying, and it feels great on my face. So moving on, we're now gonna go to the Uoma Stay Woke Concealer. And this is what she looks like, and I love that in the back it has woke sort of in that like alarm clock style, super cute. And by the way, in the foundation, I am the shade Honey Honey T1W. And in the concealer, I am going to be the shade Honey Honey T2. So we're gonna just take that color and put it right under the eyes as we would with any concealer and blend it out to see how she works. So just gonna put a little bit of a line there and on the outside. So I'm just gonna take that. As you can see, the color is a bit on the warmer side, but it does still have a bit of that peachiness, which I really enjoy. So we're just gonna start to blend that out. Once again, really enjoying how beautiful, natural, it just works on my face. This is definitely the type of concealer and foundation that I like to go to, just because it is not super full coverage, but I can build up to it if I want to, and it just has that really nice, soft matte, sort of natural glow, which I love to navigate towards. So I love this duo and I will definitely be using it a ton again. Now to set this, we are gonna just use this RCMA makeup powder, which I also just purchased in my Beauty Bay haul. So we're just gonna take a bit of that powder, gonna just pat that out the back of my hand to ensure that we don't have too much. And then I'm just gonna go in on the under eyes and we're gonna just set. Make sure there's no lines underneath and then just go in with this powder. I've heard so many great things about this powder back in the day. I don't really feel like I hear that much about it now, but I do remember years ago it was all the rage. Every makeup artist here on YouTube had it. Everyone used it and was always talking about how amazing it was. So I'm super excited to be able to just use it. I like how it's setting my face. It looks very, very nice. The only thing with this, since it's such a like white powder, I wonder if it will definitely have flashback. But if you're going out for something that you're not going to be taking pictures or you're not going to be in flash, then you really don't even have to worry about it. And honestly, I feel like the everyday person most likely doesn't. But regardless, we can see if it does have any flashback, but it looks stunning. It is pairing so well with this soft matte foundation and with that concealer. Can you guys see that? Look at, do you see that? That looks literally flawless. That's kind of insane. Wow. Jeez, I'm like trying to look for texture on my face, which I know I had earlier. That looks stunning. That looks stunning. I love that. I love that so, so much. So I'm just gonna continue to just powder where I typically would get super oily, and then we are going to dive into the palettes because I didn't get any bronzer and blush or anything like that from Beauty Bay, which by the way, they do have. I just went to get the palettes, but these palettes literally have every single color. So I figured we can find the bronzer shade in here, we can find the blush shade, and I love that those are just ways for you to be able to just make these palettes more usable, versatile. So we're gonna go into these palettes for blushes. We have a ton of those different shades, but for bronzer, we're gonna just tap into the nude palette. And when I tell you that this beauty is what caught my eye, I saw this and I was just like, I have never fallen in love with a neutral palette the way that I did when I saw this. Like literally every and any shade that you can possibly think of. So I think we are going to go in, what color should I go in for some bronzer? I think we can even do, okay, we're gonna do this color Tempting for a contour, and then I think I'm gonna go in with this color Hazel and maybe even mix a little bit of this maple syrup color to create the colors for my skin. So once again, there are no rules to makeup. You can use your eyeshadow for your bronzer. You can use your bronzer for your eyeshadow. You can use literally anything for everything, and that's literally what I just love about makeup, that you can do pretty much whatever you want. So I'm just gonna take that color Tempting, and she is pigmented, so I'm just trying to go in with a soft hand and just placing it where I want some contour. So I'm just gonna start patting it in because she's dark, she's showing up. So we're just gonna take a little tiny bit of it just to be able to work on getting some depth, and then we will for sure blend that bad boy out. So now we have some contour and bronzer on our face. We're gonna go into the Brights palette, and I think I want to just start with a teeny tiny bit of this Tutti Frutti color, and I think I'm gonna mix Tutti Frutti and Bare Necessity right there just to kind of, so these two colors, just to try and make it a bit more on the neutral side. I don't want too much blush right now just because I do want to go in with a green on the lids. So I'm just going to start mixing these two colors together just to be able to neutralize that pink but still have a really pretty flush of pink on the cheeks. And this is such a stunning color. Do you see that? Oh, the lights, now literally the lights always blow everything out, but you can see a bit of it, especially when I go like that I'm not directly in it. That is absolutely stunning. So that's gonna be it for blush and bronzer right now. We do have a highlighter palette, which I am excited to use. We have the Living My Best Light Brilliance highlighter palette from the brand Beauty Bay, and this is what they look like. Very reflective, very metallic, very foily. That's kind of the vibe that they're giving me. They all look like they're honestly some sort of different formula. Like Shine Bright color looks to be a bit more different than this formula. It has like a lot more like glitter specks in it, but they're all entirely reflective and like super, super metallic. So I think I'm gonna go in with a mix of that Radiant and Charmed, which are the two gold shades. I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of that on my brush. Let's just place it at the tops of the cheekbone. Oh wow, they are very, very reflective. As I am trying to see, is it glitter specks? Like I can't tell, but it looks really nice. I really like that. So I'm just gonna put some of that on the tops of the cheekbone where the highlighter typically goes. This definitely is a much more intense highlighter, but I do feel like because you have those different formulas on it, you can play around with which formula you want to be able to have. So you can always just start off with a teeny tiny bit and build it up. But if you definitely like that more intense glittery look, it doesn't feel glittery, which is crazy, but I feel like you can definitely see like the little glitter specks and particles, which I think is coming from this formula. This formula and this one, those seem to have that glitter little speck, and these two seem to have less glitter than these two do. So very interesting. But since I am mixing these two shades, that's why I probably am getting some glitter specks, but I'm not bothered by it. I just don't like when like I can see them or they're just like falling on the face, but it looks very nice so far. Let me just try and see if you guys can see it zoomed in. Brows are done, and now to the fun part. We are going into the Bright palette, and this one has literally every color you could possibly think of. There are some matte shades, some shimmer shades, so I am looking into diving into these colors specifically. So let's just dive on right in. I'm gonna go in with this deeper green here on the corner, and we're gonna just map out that really sharp wing eyelid liner. Taking a rounded flat brush, I'm going to just start to outline where my crease is, and we're gonna do that same shape like we did last time. So I'm just gonna follow the crease of my eye, and then with the tip of that brush, I'm just going to create a line, sort of just like a winged line at the end, to just be able to connect that. So it's gonna look rough now. That's totally fine. We're just mapping out the shape of the eye, and then I'm gonna just fill that in with this color. As I'm actually just doing this side, I think I want to do sort of just like a halo effect, which means we're just gonna leave that middle part open because we're gonna put a lighter shade in between. So although on this eye I did cover a little bit more, that's totally fine. I'm just gonna start to intensify the darker green here in the inner corner and on the outer corner as well, and then we'll just go in with a lighter shade in the middle to just create a really beautiful halo effect. Now I'm actually gonna go in with this lighter green before we go in with the shimmer called Granny Smith, and I'm gonna place that on the center of the lid, and then we'll go in with that Frosty Lime shimmer shade right here, right on top of it, to just add some shimmer to it. But I do just want to be able to lighten up the center before we go in with the shimmer. So just taking that color, and we're gonna just pat it right on in the middle. So what I'm also just doing is opening up the eye, looking straight into my mirror, and also just placing this right above where my pupil is, so that way I know exactly the placement of where I want that lighter shade to go. And this is giving me peacock vibes, like literally when the peacock opens up its wings and it is like I am ready to find a girl. This is literally the color wave that it's giving me, but I am here for it. So once again, doing the same thing on this eye, taking that lighter color, and we're placing it right into the center. And it's totally okay if there's still some spaces here that are gonna need some more color. That's totally fine. We will go in and fix everything. I'm just getting the basics of everything where I want the colors to be, and then we'll make sure that we blend everything out. But this is looking stunning, and this is what I love about this palette. First of all, the pigment is showing up. These colors are showing up. You can see them. I can see them. They feel so nice. They're not coming across as patchy. The color is coming through. I have truly really been enjoying Beauty Bay's eyeshadow formula. It has been such a delight, especially with bright colors. I have used their purple before, and now I'm using their green. I've used the nude palette before, which is insane. I definitely want to create pretty much every color I look with it. So I'm challenging myself to be able to do it, but I love that this formula works. Absolutely stunning. Honestly, you could even just like clean up the eye and put some mascara and this would be it, but we're not stopping here. We're gonna do more. So I'm just gonna take that beautiful frosted line shade, and this is what she looks like. She definitely comes across a lot more like a neon yellow, but I do just wanna place that literally at the tip, like the absolute middle, because I do want some of that green to shine through, and it looks so nice. It's giving the most subtle yellow glow right on top, which is great. That's also why I paired that matte underneath. Typically you would put like a cream or something underneath so that the shimmer can stick on and like really pop, but I didn't want my lid to be this color. I wanted it to be more softer, which is what I'm really enjoying, that lighter matte underneath is allowing for it to just blend together really pretty. So when you look at it, it gives just the softest, really prettiest glow, but it still just looks very, very beautiful. So I fixed up the eyes. We just sharpened the wing a little bit more, kind of just did the same thing that we did on top in the bottom. And I know it looks crazy right now because I have no lashes on, but I am just obsessed. Honestly, I think we're just gonna end up doing like every color range, and I love that they're like in little categories. So I'll definitely be doing an orange, a red, a pink, definitely dabbling into those blues. I just love it. And honestly, if you're looking for a good like colorful palette that is not patchy, gives you a good range of colors, definitely check out the Beauty Bay ones because they are just spectacular. And once again, this shape, I just absolutely love it. I just love the sharpness of it. It's definitely very like retro, but I love it so much. So now I'm just gonna put on some mascara. I'm gonna be using my Maybelline the Colossal Big Shot mascara that I actually picked up on Amazon. Put that through the lashes and then put on a lip, and then we'll go over the items that we used and kind of just give a final review. Okay, so makeup is complete, and like I mentioned, just obsessed, completely obsessed. So let's just reassess all the products that we used. Definitely obsessed with this Uoma Beauty combo of the foundation and the concealer. Love the coverage, love how it looks, everything layered so beautifully on top of it. It evened out my skin, which is what I love foundation to be able to do. You can build it up, you can use it how you want it. Absolutely love it. This is actually the first two items that I use from this brand, so I'm kind of excited to try things out, a little bit more of this. I know they sell this on Beauty Bay, that's where I bought it, but they also sell this in Nordstrom. I have seen this in Nordstrom. They have eyeshadow palettes, highlight, lip products. They have a ton of stuff and it all looks absolutely stunning. So I am very impressed with that thus far. So definitely would want to dabble in to more of the products. We also have just the RCMA powder that we use. My skin still looks absolutely stunning. We don't look powdery, we don't look cakey, we don't look any of that, which I am I'm loving how the makeup is looking today. I really, really am. And of course, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the star of the show is gonna be these palettes. Like, there's nothing else for me to say that I haven't already said. Absolutely stunning. I bought all three of these on a deal on Black Friday. So always just check and keep an eye out, especially around holidays and times where there's usually lots and lots of discount codes. You can purchase a bundle and literally you would need no other eyeshadow palette because you are all set with those three: your nudes, your fiery warm tones, and then your brights. So good. The highlighter palette I enjoyed, but I do know that it's not for everyone just because it is more on the glittery side. It doesn't feel like you have glitter specks on, but you can see them when you look into the skin, which of course makes it look a bit more intense. So just FYI for you. Like you saw, I used the nude palette to just be able to contour and bronze, and that worked perfectly fine. And then that bright palette for blush. So very versatile. Overall, I am obsessed with the items that I used. Will definitely be putting these in my everyday rotation to just be able to use. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the look. I know I did. I'm just like, okay, I need to go do something now because I love the makeup look. But thank you so much for being here. Leave a comment down below as to what item you are most intrigued by or you would go out and purchase from the ones that I mentioned below. And also, if you're a Beauty Bay lover and you shop there all the time, what item do I need to check out? Because there's so many good stuff on that website that I was just like, let me just try and test one of each. But if there's an item that you love from Beauty Bay, leave it in the comments down below so that I can check it out. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye!